Next update, 5 o'clock. Breaking news as it happens. News Talk Radio, CJAD 800. Have you checked out the new Gang of Four? As a patient, you're not seen as a person. You're seen...
So this is the AM radio kit. I finally took some time off this afternoon to build it. Works fantastically well. It's the AM radio kit, model AM-780K. So this is what I have. 15 bucks on Amazon. Really nice. I'm amazed at the powerful audio, but then again, the little IC chip you see here is a power amplifier for audio, and it does a great job, so you really hear it here.
Like find me, follow me, voicemail to email, automated receptionist.
As for the reception, it's surprising, and I wouldn't be surprised that it's sensitive enough to receive US stations at night. The default problem, I think the biggest problem I have with this is the fact that it's really not calibrated. I did play with the little screws here on the variable capacitor, but it is off frequency. I would say that it receives about up to 1200 kilohertz, but it doesn't go higher, so it's off. So I'll be checking that out. Actually, I'll be playing a little bit, maybe adding a little capacitor or something to shift the listening frequency or something. I'll see what we're gonna do. I know that this also can influence the little ferrite rod here. I'll play with the settings a little bit, but it's pretty nice actually.
Look at some stories in the news. So Jim, we're all gearing up for this big debate tonight, the final one in this election.
25 et 440 en direction est. On est à P9 pour la
you were a guy that almost anybody in the CFO would have wanted if they had enough salary cap space. They did.
So
to a team any better, but not getting any worse. And in fact, it's quite the contrary. I think this has been.
It's still a fun project to do, actually, and works well. I'll be testing it out in the evening to see if I can hear distant stations from the US with this. I wouldn't be surprised. It seems to be quite sensitive, actually. So the only thing that I'll try to fix is that the frequency range is off. So you see here, this station is 800. Here I'm more like at 900 on the dial, a little more than 900. So just need to try and fix that. One of the things that it lacks is selectivity. Stations stay pretty wide on the dial, and the strong ones actually interfere a little on the radio. But you know what? It's a basic radio, so you can't expect to have fantastic receive. It would cost more than 15 bucks to have something that you actually have a better reception with. And actually, I'm thinking of buying the AM/FM one, which seems to have a lot more parts and be a lot more complete on pretty much everything. So, and for those that wonder, can I build this? Am I skilled enough? I think you are. This is very easy to build. It's an amazing little project to do. It is fun to do, and it's so well explained. Every time there's a little something that has a difficulty, there's a little schematic, there's a little picture that says and explains, okay, this, you have to place it like this, and be careful of the polarities, and they explain it very well. Amazing little thing for anyone that wants just to learn electronics a little bit. The only thing that you'll need is a soldering iron with a very pointed tip, though, because especially for soldering, the hardest part for solder here is soldering the socket for the IC chip, because very close together. But apart from that, this is a great little project to build. So this is the Elenco AM radio, model AM-780K, and great little project. Took me about 2 hours and a half to build. Just take your time. Even if it takes 4 or 5 hours, just think of it as something fun to do. And, if you take your time, you'll do it right. 15 bucks on Amazon. Not that bad.
And of course,
Ontario, where it's still a logjam. In the past few days, the Liberals have had a nice bump in British Columbia. That's 47 seats. They own the Maritimes. If he does a middling job in Quebec, and he sort of gets a breakthrough in Ontario between now and voting day, I don't know. All of a sudden, Justin Trudeau, maybe a minority government, but the words Prime Minister Justin Trudeau might have to be put together or uttered in something other than an ironic tone, because these numbers suggest yes, it is a two-way race, and it's a race that for the moment the Liberals are winning.
Let's go back to what might happen tonight, because we haven't talked about Gilles Duceppe at all. He's the wild card in all this, because let's face it, over the last week or so, he's gone from basically being near dead to all of a sudden being a factor in this race in Quebec. So he's got a lot to gain tonight.
Well, I've mentioned that, to a certain extent, these numbers suggest that what we're having in Quebec, at least, is a referendum on kneecaps.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely certain, either directly or indirectly, Gilles Duceppe is going to be spending a lot more time talking about face coverings than Stephen Harper. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a factor. It has polarized opinion. But as the expressions of those opinions become more shrill, as they become more offensive, I'm really wondering whether the political currency of that particular issue is going to have the legs to get whoever's using it to see some success on October 19th. You can get a certain slice of support in Quebec and indeed across the country. People can say they're uncomfortable. The majority of Canadians can say they're uncomfortable with face coverings in citizenship ceremonies. The bottom line here, the question is, would you base your entire vote on that?